Hi everyone. So today we're going to talk about river isolines. So to determine the direction of stream flow of a river on a topographic map, you should pay attention to how the contour lines bend like this. But you should always remember that rivers or streams always flow from high elevation to low elevation. In other words, rivers always flow downhill. So that's a good way to figure out which way a river is flowing when you're looking at a topographic map. So let's look at question number 1. It says, base your answer to this question on the map below. A. Identify the general compass direction towards which the Excelsior River flows. Describe the contour line evidence shown on the map that supports your answer. First, we're going to try to find the compass direction in which this Excelsior River right here flows. And the biggest hint is by looking at how the contour lines here are bending. Notice that the contour lines here bend wherever there's a river. We already know that the river would be flowing east because rivers always flow downhill. And if you look at the contour lines right here, this is 200, 150, 150, and 0. If a river were to flow, it would flow from higher elevations such as 200 to low elevations such as 0. So that's why the correct answer for the compass direction would be east. I know this side is east because they're giving me north is up. But the second part of this question asks, describe the contour line evidence shown on the map that supports your answer. Even though a river always flows downhill, it's not the question isn't asking for that. The question is asking for how the contour lines themselves show which way the river is flowing. So we can't really say that the river always flows downhill for this particular question. So to figure out which way the river is going based on just the contour lines themselves, notice the bends in the contour lines wherever the river is crossing. And if you look carefully, the bends in the contour lines for the rivers create a V shape like this. And the V shape tells us which way the river is going and which way the river is coming from. A good analogy would be a shower head. And a shower head, a lot of times, is kind of like a V shape, and the water also comes out like a V shape, just like our how we're looking at our contour lines. And we know that this is where from in the shower head analogy, this is where the water is coming from, the pointy part of the V, and the open part of the V is where the water is going. Same with contour lines. Whenever the contour lines create a V shape, kind of like this, the pointy part of the V shape is where the stream or river is coming from, just like the showerhead analogy. And the opening part of the V is where the stream is going, just like the showerhead analogy. And this is the way that the stream would be flowing in a showerhead as well as a river. The opening part of the V is where the stream is going. So in this map particularly, some options for your answers would be the pointy part of the V shows the direction the stream is coming from. So notice the pointy parts of the V shapes that the contour lines are creating is where this Excelsior River is actually coming from. And the second option is the opening part of the V shows the direction the stream is going towards. Because as you can see on this map, the opening part of the V is where the Excelsior River is flowing towards, right? And the river would normally flow towards the ocean. Finally, another option would be contour lines bend in the direction the stream is coming from. Notice that the contour lines are bending where the direction in the direction that the stream is coming from. So this is actually on your note packet as well. Contour lines show elevation and contour lines bend in the direction that the stream is coming from. So if I had contour lines like this and a river was crossing through it, it would create V shapes like this. And the pointy part of the V is where the river would be coming from. And the open part of the V is where the stream or river would be going. In this case, the river would be flowing this way towards the southwest. Go ahead and try number 2, pause this video, and then unpause when you're ready to check your answer. So for question number 2, it says, base your answer to this question on the map below. A. Identify the general compass direction toward which the Deer River flows. Describe the contraline evidence shown on the map that supports your answer. So first, we're going to try to find the compass direction, and to do that, let's look for this V shape that the contraline creates as the rivers pass through it. And this V shape right here will show us which way the river is going and which way it's coming from. Remember, the pointy part of the V shape is where the stream is coming from. So in this case, this area is where the stream is coming from. And the opening part of the V is where the stream is going. So here, this is where the stream is going. So in this case, the river is actually flowing kind of like this towards the southwest, right? I know this is the southwest because they're giving me the north arrow. The north is up, so southwest must be this way. If you're having trouble remembering that, remember, never eat soggy waffles. Southwest is around here. And that would be your answer for the compass direction. So next it's asking, describe the contraline evidence shown on the map that supports your answer. These are your answer options once again. The pointy part of the V is the direction that the stream is coming from. The opening part of the V is where the direction that the stream is going towards. Or you can say that the contralines bend in the direction that the stream is coming from. Please don't say the stream always goes downhill because this is asking for contraline evidence specifically. So go ahead and pause this video. Try number 3. Unpause when you want to check your answer. 3 is asking, identify the general compass direction toward which the stream flows. Describe the contraline evidence shown on the map that supports your answer. So first, let's start with the compass direction. And to find that, we need to look for our V shape that our contralines are creating when the river or stream passes through it. And notice when the river or stream is passing through, these are the V shapes that the contraline is creating. And just like this, right? And to figure out which way or which compass direction the stream is going, remember the opening part of the V is where the stream is going, the closed or pointy part of the V is where the stream is coming from. It looks like the stream is going that way. They gave us a north arrow, and north is this way. So I know the stream is going north or even northeast because it kind of bends this way as well. Okay. Next, I want the evidence of the contraline to show which way the stream is going. Um, in this case, your answer options are the pointy part of the V is where the stream is coming from, the opening of the V is where it's going towards, and the contralines bend in the direction that the stream is coming from. Choose any of these options.